Hi everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to New Comic Book May Day 17. If you don't know what that is, hold on and I'll tell you. If you're new here, please do subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Also, please do give this video a thumbs up and share it around. And don't forget to comment. Thank you to those who have subscribed. I am now at 192 subscribers, and I'm striving for 200. Alright. Now, New Comic Book May 2020 is something I'm doing because Free Comic Book Day 2020 was postponed, not canceled. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a comic book that was released on Free Comic Book Day 2019 and reviewing it, or one from that's a few years older. This one comes from Free Comic Book Day 2019. This is Dear Justice League. DC is trying to reach the young audience demographic, those who are in middle school, and this is one of their attempts. It says features 2 chapters from the upcoming graphic novel, and guess what? This one is by a New York Times Bestselling Author, dude by the name of Michael Northrop, illustrated by Gustavo Duarte. I hope I pronounced that right. Now, it starts off with Superman. Of course, it says, he's Man of Steel. He's all-powerful from a far-off planet, yada, yada, yada. And then it gets to the part where Superman receives a text message. Now, that's ridiculous. I mean, this boy sends him a text message. Now, this is how it reads. Dear Superman, you're super, right? I mean, it's right there in your name. But are you super all the time? What I mean is, have you ever messed up? I mean, big time, because I have, big time. Your non-super fan, Ben Shelby. Alright. Now, this starts off poking fun at Superman, because he's so powerful. And then it has to be somebody who is not a fan of his that sends him the text message. I have a feeling that the person, Michael Northrop, who wrote this, is not a fan of Superman. And think about this. How would some kid have the phone number of Superman to send him a text message? I mean, for crying out loud. Middle school kids, at least when I was in middle school, were smart, but they weren't that smart. Anyway, apparently this kid has destroyed his family's lawnmower and has gotten himself all muddy. He's not sure if he should send the message, but he sends it anyway. Now what follows is basically a Roadrunner type cartoon, only illustrated, and it's Superman. Have I ever messed up? Me? And he has, this kind of smug look on his face, like, me? Really? Have I ever messed up? I'm Superman! And he's writing Superman as like like a jerk. All of a sudden, boom, he's not looking where he's going, and he rams into this building. Crong. Which echoes throughout the building and causes this shaking on the other side, which is a scaffold. It sends the person flying out of the scaffold. So he swings around, saves the person. Then there's this paint that's on the scaffold. It falls and it's about to hit this woman. Somehow she senses it like she's Spider-Man or something and goes, "Ew!" Avoids it, and then bumps into this dude, sends him flying to the street, but before he hits the street, he steps on a number 2 pencil. Then boom, he's laying down there in the street. This cyclist almost runs over him. The cyclist runs into a semi. See what I mean by Roadrunner type? Then Superman just looks over and is like, huh? And this woman, who's walking 5 dogs, gets hit by the wheel from his bicycle right between the legs. The dogs go flying off, knock over this woman. 2 of them go into this steak shop, and Superman apparently is oblivious to most of that. And he sees the dogs. He takes them back to the girl. Says, "I don't know how you do it." He looks at her and says, "Likewise." Then here comes a cat. He's like, "Glad that's over." And then, meow, crash. Then you see the cat flying across these 2 tables. And then here's a map of everything Superman does throughout the day. There's where he was. And the bicycle, and the dog, and the cat. It says, "And the chaos continues." And a fire truck, zoo, sewer, and then stop. Now, later that day, order is restored. And then at the end of all that, he gets a ticket. Superman gets a ticket. Why? Texting while flying. So he sends the ungrateful little boy a text back and saying, "Dear Ben, thank you for writing. You wanted to know if I ever messed up. I don't want to go into too much detail here. Where would I begin? But the short answer is yes, big time. Sincerely, sometimes Superman." Ah, for crying out loud. That is so not that is so not Superman. That is an everyday person's life. Now the next one is Dear Hawk Girl. Now she's beating up some alien like she does. This is the Kendra Saunders Hawk Girl. She arrives back at the Justice League headquarters. She sees Victor Stone and she cleans up her mace because it has alien blood all over it. She goes to her room. She has to do the retinal scan first. She's like, "Always scanning my eyes. Can't they just check for wings?" So she spends 3 hours, wasted on the internet. And then another hour. And then she says, "Maybe I should check that email," which reads, "Dear Hawk Girl, hawks eat small mammals, do you? Sincerely, Haley Lou." So we see Hawk Girl looking over at her small mammal, which looks to be like a not a rodent, but a guinea pig maybe. And he's looking back at her with this, question. He's confused, and she's thinking, eat small mammals. And he's like, huh? No, she wouldn't. So she goes over, looks at him closely. No, and then just feeds him a bunch of no, it's hamster chow, and he's going, yeesh. Here you go, Hamlet. Num nums. Then she writes back, and I kind of like this. Tippity tap tap, dear Haley. I don't eat small mammals. I feed them. Yours truly, HG. Now, while I do understand the intent behind this, it's to make little kids realize that superheroes have problems too, not just them, so that perhaps these superheroes can be a little bit more relatable. That's my theory anyway. But how in the world would she get Hawk Girl's email address? You would think that wouldn't be public knowledge. So one kid gets Superman's cell phone number, and he's not a fan of Superman. Another girl gets Hawk Girl's email address. Where are they getting this private information? So while I understand the intent of this, to make kids feel a little bit more at ease of being a kid and messing up or doing whatever they do in everyday life, it's just plain silly. It's laughable silly, yes, but it's also just insanely silly. Like, where would they get this private information? But it's geared towards young adults, as you can see here, middle schoolers. Would I get the novel to read the rest of it? Well, let's see. Back here it tells what each superhero is asked. Batman is asked, have you ever been the new kid in town? Wonder Woman is asked, what was Wonder Woman's 11th birthday like? Aquaman is asked, does Aquaman smell like fish? And Cyborg is asked, what's your favorite video game? I'm not sure if I would get this whole novel, but it was fun to read. This from Free Comic Book Day 2019. Oh boy. I hope you enjoyed this, because I sure had enjoyed it. I had a good laugh out of it. Please do subscribe. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads. Also, please do give this video a thumbs up if you laughed, because I certainly did. Don't forget to share around, and do comment, please. Thank you to those who do. Till next time, true readers, I am Michael for Spirit Comics. May all your news be good news.